So, there are four main types of intuition that we're talking about. First, we have clairvoyant, then we have clairaudient, clairsentience, and claircognizant. Getting all the vibes. Hello, and welcome back to the channel. It's so great to have you here. And today we are talking about intuition, what intuition is, the different types of intuition, and how to spot what intuition type that you have. And so let's first start off by talking about what is intuition. Intuition is the deep inner knowing that we hold that goes beyond any logic and beyond any reasoning. It's something within us that deeply resonates, and there's no big reason why. And if you're familiar with the mind, it typically wants to know why we want to do something. It wants to give logic, give reasoning. But with intuition, it bypasses all of that. And along with it comes this deep sense of peace. And so we don't question our intuition, we tend to follow it. And so reflect on a time when you were maybe making a big decision and maybe logically you were being pulled in one direction, but there was something within you that just knew to go a different way. That was your intuition speaking to you. And most likely, it turned out really great if you did decide to go with that intuition. Now, vice versa, think about a time where you ignored that deep sense of knowing your intuition. You probably ran into some trouble. Things probably didn't turn out as favorable for you when you ignored your intuition. And so, there are four main types of intuition that we're talking about. First, we have clairvoyant, then we have clairaudient, clairsentience, and claircognizant. And while you might have one or two dominant intuition styles, you will most likely resonate with one of them at some point or another in your life. And for example, maybe when you are making big decisions, you get a big gut feeling. That would be clairsentient. Or in other times, maybe you're thinking through a creative project and you are very visual and you get those visions, which is clairvoyant. And so you might start to see how these different intuition styles show up for you in your life. And it's exciting because the more you understand what your intuition looks like, the more you can spot it and heed its advice because your intuition is not loud. Rather, it's quite quiet. And so, if your life is very loud and you're distracted and there's a lot of busyness around you, your intuition might be drowned out by that. And so, by learning what type of intuition style that you have and what intuition looks like, you will be able to spot out in your own life and heed that guidance so that things can turn out more favorable for you. And so, why does listening to your intuition and learning how to listen to your intuition really benefit you? Your intuition is that deep sense of inner knowing. It knows the right way, no matter what. And so when you can tap into that voice, you will never feel lost. You will never feel confused. You will always know which direction to move forward in. And that's really powerful if you are starting to break free from conditioning and start to live your own life and really starting to take steps towards living an aligned life. And learning to connect with your intuition is so powerful in helping you move forward. No more looking for answers outside of yourself, they're all within you. And so let's take it deep into each one of the intuition styles. And we'll start off with clairvoyant. So, clairvoyant is clear seeing. And so I'm seeing visuals, symbols, imagery. It's a vivid imagination. And so your intuition really speaks to you through mental images. You might be working through a project and you just see the answer. Like you get a clear visual of what that looks like. You might be seeing repetitive symbols or images, or when you think of someone or something, an image comes to mind with that. And so you get very visual hits when it comes to your intuition style. You in general are probably a very visual, very vivid imagination type of a person, and you probably even have very vivid dreams. I'm talking you wake up and you think you were in a movie type of dreams. And so for you, it's really important to learn to listen and to recognize that the images you're seeing are not random. They are very much divinely guided, and the more you keep track of them, the more you'll recognize certain patterns over time. And then let's jump into clairaudience. So, clairaudience is all about clear hearing. So, we're talking about clear insights. We might be hearing words or phrases, or music might play in our minds when we think of things. So if you think about it this way, it's like maybe you're in a rut or you're having some sort of problem, and immediately you hear maybe some words come to mind, or a phrase come to mind, or maybe a song starts playing in your mind, or maybe you turn on the radio and you hear a song and there's words that stick out to you, and it's because it's those lyrics, it's those words, it's that clear hearing that gets really amplified for you. And so it's really important for you to learn to listen, quite literally listen to what's coming through for you. And so, what can be really healing for you is sound, is music, is journaling, is voice recording, things like this, because these all resonate with the types of downloads you get, which are very auditory. And then let's jump into clairsentience. So, this is clear feeling. Clear feeling. So you are probably an empath. If you are a clairsentient, you probably feel things very deeply. You get those gut feelings. When you're around people, you not only pick up on their vibe, but you pick up on the vibe of the room and the energetic dynamics. You feel deeply. And so your intuitive nudges come through your feelings and your sensations in your body. And so, learning to listen and trust your feelings are big on this one. A lot of intuitive hits will come through your own feelings. So, clairsentience, we are deep feelers. This is actually my predominant intuition type. And so, it's really important for you to be very clear, energetically speaking. And what do I mean by that? I mean, it's really important that you are cleansing your energy very frequently, because you can mistake other people's energy for your own, and that can mess with your intuitive guidance. And so, how clairsentience will show up for you when you're receiving intuitive downloads or intuitive nudges. Maybe you're making a decision and you get a very strong sensation in your body to move in a certain direction. It feels like a heck yes. Or maybe in roles reversed, it's a heck no, like that feels wrong. You get like a very deep gut feeling where it just feels like your stomach is sinking, and it's a no. And so you really have to follow and listen to your body's nudges. It's really important that you're connected with your body. And finally, we have claircognizance. Claircognizant is just unknowingness. You don't have any explanation. There's no reasoning to back it up. It's just you know something. And so maybe this shows up for you in the sense of you have a problem that you have, right? And you've been trying to figure it out. You've been thinking through solutions, thinking through solutions. Maybe it's been days and you're just frustrated. You can't figure it out. And finally, all of a sudden, it's like a eureka moment. And you just know exactly what to do, how to do it. And you have this really profound insight on what to do and how to move forward. That's claircognizant. And so for you, it's really important that when you get those strong urges, when you get those strong feelings, you listen to them. And it's not so easy to explain where it comes through in a sense of you're feeling it, you're hearing it, you're seeing it. You just know it. There's just part of you that feels so confident. And I want to say right now that it's important that you follow your confidence. It's important that you listen. When you feel very certain about something, that is your intuition speaking to you on moving in a certain direction. And so, after going over all four intuition types, which one do you feel like is the one that you see more often than not? And again, it's very likely you probably have one or two dominant intuition styles, but in general, we probably see all of these at some point or another in our lives. I know for me personally, I mostly get clairsentience and I get claircognizant very often, but I also get clairvoyance because my dreams are incredibly vivid. And so, if you are looking to find out what intuition style that you have, I have a free quiz that I created that'll take you 5 minutes to figure out, what type of intuition style is your dominant one. And at the end of the quiz, it gives you practices on how to really hone in on that intuition type. So you can find that quiz in the description below. And if you are interested in working one on one, you can find all of that in the description below as well. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed this video and you gain a little more insight on what intuition is, why it's important, and the different types of intuition. Thank you, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.